Assalamu alaikum Nazreen or Hazrat. Welcome to our show Do Mastane. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It has been a while.
And we've missed our Nazreen.
We had to take some time off to do nothing.
Yeah, that's very important.
And it's very important to do nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's आप लोगों ने Friends में अगर आपने देखा है Friends sitcom उसमें character है Joey. What's his real name? Matt LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc. Yeah.
Matt LeBlanc said his favorite thing to do in life is nothing.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, actually. It's a viral clip. Go on YouTube and type Matt LeBlanc nothing, and that's the first thing that will
He's
show
the
up.
smartest guy on that show.
He is this one. He still looks good.
And he looks good, yeah.
He still he's got a sane mind still.
You know why, Abdullah? Because he doesn't think much. He doesn't care for much. And he thinks, that doing nothing is the best thing to do.
Yeah.
So he's healthy. He doesn't have any stresses.
He is healthy. By the way, we forgot to tell you that our show.
Yeah, that's very important.
Our show is being sponsored by Cinedreams Media.
Yeah. The largest multi-conglomerate in all of the world. The largest ever in any universe.
And they do nothing.
And we do nothing better than anyone on this planet.
They do nothing because they do everything. Going back to Joey or Matt LeBlanc doing nothing, I think my advice to everyone out there watching or not watching, or listening, not listening, or living or not living,
or smelling
is to do nothing. आप जितना करेंगे उतना ही आप थकेंगे. And one of the worst things that human
नहीं अपने आप से पूछो यार, मैं तुम्हारी बात काट रहा हूँ अब्दुल्ला, कि ये जो nothing जो है, मतलब क्यों कर रहे हैं हम nothing?
क्योंकि जब when we do something, जैसे कि न्यूज़ देखते हैं लोग, वक्त बर्बाद कर रहे हैं. आप न्यूज़ देखते हैं ना?
मैं बहुत देखता हूँ.
ये बहुत ज़्यादा देखते हैं. इनकी शक्ल से लगता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा न्यूज़ देखते हैं. And what does it get you? What does it get you?
Look what it's getting me. It's getting me no neck. No neck. It's just a head on a shoulder.
डबल ट्रिपल सिन हो गई आपकी न्यूज़ देख के.
ये हो गया मैं. ये.
क्योंकि न्यूज़ जो है, अव्वल तो हमें ये नहीं पता कि कितनी फेक है, कितनी असली है.
ये बहुत बड़ा मसला है ये आजकल जो है ना ये.
और दूसरा ये है कि जो बुरी न्यूज़ है, bad news. Most news is bad news.
It is nowadays.
आप जहाँ देखें तशद्दुद है, violence है, terrorism है, and we don't even know if it's fake or real.
As long as it's broken first.
हाँ.
कुछ breaking news. और वो चाहे वो सही हो, factual हो, चाहे वो बना बनाया हो, लेकिन they need to release it first.
हाँ. तभी तो उसको breaking news कहते हैं, क्योंकि वो न्यूज़ नहीं ब्रेक हो रही है, आपका हार्ट ब्रेक हो रहा होता है.
टूट रहा है, वो अंदर से दिल जो है ना वो ब्रेक हो रहा है.
लोगों को तोड़ रही है न्यूज़.
ये हार्ट ब्रेकिंग इसको कहते हैं.
आप देखें इस वक्त क्या वहाँ पे, मतलब पहले तो वहाँ I think we can say it now out loud because we've had enough. It's been going on for so long.
Enough of it.
जो कुछ ये गज़ा फ़लस्तीन में हो रहा था.
बिस्मिल्लाह.
Now then Yemen, फिर अब ये पाकिस्तान में पारा चिनार में बच्चों को मार रहे हैं, लोगों को मार रहे हैं, मजहब के नाम पे, अब जो भी है, whatever the case may be, whatever the reasoning.
Unbelievable.
लेकिन लोग मर रहे हैं. और क्या था वो, another breaking piece for you guys,
or like my ex-wife used to say, barking news
कि वो उसको हमास जो कि ये वायलेंस के खिलाफ लड़ना चाहती है, उसके लीडर को मार दिया.
यार ये सब जो ना मिली भगत है. ये तुम बात कर रहे थे ना वेस्ट बैंक और रफा और उसका, तो उसकी जो वो हुकूमत की जो लोग जो है ना, because they're not real hukumat, I don't believe they're real hukumat, but those people there, they believe that, taking out a Hezbollah guy, taking out a Hamas guy, they're going to, express a point. They're going to show something to some people that we are strong.
Lekin, I have a question for you. 3 days ago, they killed, meaning Israel.
And there's no harm in, just like you said, Abdullah.
Because it's real.
It's real.
Nothing.
And Israel is real.
Nothing is fake. It's all out in the open. They claimed taking out one of the top leaders of Hezbollah 3-4 दिन. फिर ये हमास का जो leader है, who lived in Qatar, by the way, I think I had
came there for some sort of a convention.
He was in Iran. तो बड़े strategically जब वो ईरान में है, उन्होंने एक तीर से 2 निशाने. लेकिन they're not claiming it. And that is my question for you.
क्या मतलब?
आपकी क्या इसमें क्या conspiracy हो सकती है? क्या हो सकता है?
अब पता नहीं यार, ये बहुत प्रेशर होगा या अमेरिका से प्रेशर आ रहा होगा कि डोंट मेक दीज काइंड्स ऑफ क्लेम्स, ये हो सकता है।
और आई थिंक दे मे बी दे ओवरडिड इट। एक अभी हिजबुल्लाह का मारा ही था, फ्रेश था, अभी उसको थोड़े दिन गुजरने देते।
अच्छा, ओवरडिड इट,
तो ये कुछ ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हो गए,
ज्यादा एक्साइटेड। अब वो कह रहे हैं हमें ये यार ये hey let's slow down, let's not say that we did it।
हाँ,
तो क्या ख्याल है, मतलब that's what you feel?
I don't know, maybe what you just said, that there's pressure from
like look man, these elections are coming up, you don't want the Americans looking like savages, so and they're supporting Israel like crazy, and if you're going to kill a guy like that in that brutal way, do you think that America is going to tell, they're going to be like, hey listen भाई मत करो यार, मत करो, ऑलरेडी तुमने एक हिजबुल्लाह आदमी को यार तुमने वो उड़ा दिया
और अब इसको भी,
अब तुम ये कर रहे हो,
वो भी ईरान में। एंड नाउ अब ईरान जो है ना, आई थिंक that could be the angle, because अब ईरान जो है, they're not going to, because apparently there was going to be some sort of negotiation going on with the ceasefire in Gaza। अब वो ईरान जो है अड़ जाएगा, मेरे हमारे घर में क्यों घुसे तुम लोग,
क्यों घुसे, और ये करने के लिए। तो मतलब अब्दुल्ला, what do you think man, that do you think Israel did this just to continue the conflict?
I think they like disturbing the shit.
Yeah, they're shit disturbers.
कुछ भी कह लें, जब से दुनिया मेरा ख्याल है तख्लीक हुई है,
हाँ बिल्कुल,
ये जो है, चाहे वो बनी इसराइल थे कभी और अब इसराइल हैं, लेकिन इन्होंने हमें कुरान में बार-बार इन पे वो लान तान हो रही है, तो they are living up to their name, their historical forefathers left a legacy, और ये जो हैं बिन्यामीन नेतन्याहू के रूप में, या what was the other guy before him? Yitzhak Sharon और Ariel Sharon
साला
एक से एक ये शैतान के सींग हैं। मुझे
नहीं यार, ये जो इनकी जो सोच जो है ना, वो इतनी शैतानी है कि जो आम आदमी ना, वो उसको बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आएगा कि what kind of planning these guys do. And look, maybe they did this because they felt that there was too much pressure from around the world to create a ceasefire.
Yeah.
And the last thing they need is a ceasefire.
They never want a ceasefire.
They don't want ceasefire with Palestine.
पूरी हिस्ट्री तारीख छान लें, जहां ceasefire की बात होती है,
वहां कुछ धमाका या कुछ,
they pull a stunt like that.
They pull a stunt.
Kill a leader.
I believe in the bottom of my heart, Abdullah, I don't know how you feel about this, but they initiate, they plan, they scheme.
Yes. And
they're the greatest of schemers.
Oh, that's a very Quranic style verse. They are the schemers.
They are the greatest of schemers.
Foot soldiers of the Satan.
And they're showing the foot soldiers of Satan. That's the one. Foot soldiers of Satan who are scheming now. They've been scheming since the dawn of time. And they're going to be scheming until their so-called Christ comes.
और सबसे बड़ी बात आप नोट करेंगे नाजरीन, कोई कुछ नहीं कह पाएंगे, कोई, सबकी सिट्टी बंद, सिवाय शायद ईरान के।
नहीं, ईरान is the only, कम से कम ये बेचारे हिजबुल्लाह वाले या हमास वाले,
I mean those are okay, let's not call them countries, they're organizations, so called तशद्दुद या टेररिज्म।
डूब मरो यार, तुम अपने नेशन जो मुल्क जो है ना, तुम सब साले डूब मरो।
पूरी मुसलमान उम्मत, जिसमें शायद 26 मुल्क मिडिल ईस्ट में, then there's Pakistan, there's huge part of India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore,
तुर्की यार,
कोई कुछ नहीं कहता, और जरा सा कुछ और कहीं भी हो जाए, बेचारे वो उसके ट्रम्प के पीछे पड़े हुए, उसने कालों को काला कह दिया। क्या कालों को काला नहीं, क्या कहता वो बेचारा?
अब क्या वो पीला कहेगा उनको? पिंक विद ब्लू पोल्का डॉट्स कहेगा वो उनको?
I don't know if we can play this clip, but apparently
that was amazing, Abdullah, what you showed me.
Good old Trump went to a rally of
बेचारा कितना सरप्राइज्ड हो गया था ना,
African Americans। वो बेचारा, आपने देखा क्लिप में, आप लोग भी देखिएगा, he went with a clean heart.
He did.
उसको बुलाया, वो मेहमानों की तरह गया, he showed up on time, फिर उसने, apparently they were late with some technical glitches, फिर बाइडेन या कमाला को आना था वहां पे,
कमाला,
और उन्होंने कमाल कर दिया, आए नहीं
वो आए नहीं, वो, और वो बताया गया था, इसलिए वो आया था वहां, ट्रम्प जो है बेचारा, वो, क्योंकि he was under the impression that he's going to be meeting his opponent there.
Yes, he was all suited booted, full तैयार, अपने बाल, उसकी जो जुल्फें कंघी किए हुए, जबरदस्त सुनहरी बाल,
हवा में जो उड़ रहे थे,
लेकिन वो बेचारा बैठा है, और उसने, जर्नलिस्ट ने इतना सख्त सवाल
भी
कर
यार
दिया.
ज्यादती की उसने.
I think yeah. You know what? Usually when you hear something like that, and you want to cheer for the I guess the minority, the underdog.
Yeah.
लेकिन यहाँ पे मैं जो हूँ ना अपने डोनाल्ड के साथ हूँ.
That was dirty. That was a dirty move, man.
Oh, I could feel the not
the
anger,
hatred
but,
or anger inside her voice.
He was heartbroken. I think
no, I could feel the hatred in her voice.
Oh yes, I felt it in her voice. लेकिन वो बेचारा
वो बेचारा is like
stunned.
Come on, man! I came here in good faith, and you guys do this stuff.
फिर उसने गिनवाया, उसने जो
बताया उसने जो कुछ किया, उसने जो खूबियां जो की हैं जब when he was in power, he was 100% right. He funded all the colleges, all the colleges that were going out of all those organizations that were losing money. He funded them.
Even though he probably got a big tax break for that.
From that, you know.
Cut भी मिला होगा, tax break भी मिला होगा.
Tax break भी मिला होगा उसको.
लेकिन यार वो that was a little under the belt.
Very much under the belt. And यार इंशाल्लाह ये फिर आएगा वापस. और जब ये आएगा ना फिर पाकिस्तान की जो सिचुएशन है ना वो फिर इम्प्रूव होगी.
इंशाल्लाह वो पहला काम जो करेगा अपने खान साहब को निकालेगा.
Imran, you're my good friend.
और वो कहेगा
I don't want you in there anymore.
Come to my Maragalo. तुम गोली मारो पाकिस्तान का और Maragalo आ जाओ.
मारो गोली और Maragala आ जाओ.
मरगला की पहाड़ियों से निकलो और मारा गोला आ जाओ. What is it? मारो गोली.
What is it called again? We forget now, man. We're making fun of
Maragala.
Maragala.
Remember in his last term, that's where he hid all those tax papers.
Those boxes.
इतना बड़ा घर है, उसने सोचा यहाँ मैं क्या करूँ, फर्नीचर रख के बोर हो गया हूँ, मैं कुछ अपने वो टैक्स के पेपर्स चुरा के यहाँ बड़े-बड़े डब्बे रख देता हूँ.
लेकिन यार जो भी उसने वो किया है ना, जो भी उसने वो छुपाया है, जो भी किया है, मानना पड़ेगा यार, क्या बंदा है यार.
बंदा क्या है? He gets convicted for I don't know 26 felonies. वो आराम से फिरता है without any
सीना
तान के और उसको ना बोलना आता है सही से. अपने तीसरी जमात का बच्चा जो उससे अच्छी अंग्रेजी बोल सकता है.
ऐसा ही है.
His vocabulary is horrible, terrible.
It's the perfect in the whole world.
Perfect. I'm the best.
I have the worst grammar and the worst pronunciation ever. Nobody can match my pronunciation at this level.
Except for maybe George W. Bush Jr.
Oh, he was amazing.
He had trouble with words.
You know, he used to say was, I want all the Indians and all the Pakis to work together.
Pakis.
He's calling them Pakis.
और वो बेचारा he wasn't being rude to.
No, he wasn't.
समझ रहा था कि इनको कहते ही पाकीज़ हैं.
वो ये समझ रहा था कि it's a short form. The Indians and the Pakis all coming together.
Anyways, हम break लेंगे.
लेकिन ये यार ये बहुत ज्यादती हुई उसके साथ.
ज्यादती उसके साथ हुई है
और उसके साथ भी बहुत हुई है इस्माइल हानिया के साथ.
हाँ वो तो खैर अल्लाह को प्यारा हो गया. लेकिन हमारा पॉइंट सिर्फ ये था कि एक जगह आपने किसी काले को काला कहा and you're all over him. He's all over the news. और कहीं आप लीडर्स को मार रहे हैं हिजबुल्लाह और हमास की and the world is zip.
No, I mean, it's not just the world. Let's not forget the world, Abdullah. Let's call it out, man. The entire ummah, so-called ummah. You should be ashamed of yourselves. All of you who say the kalma, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. You got nowhere to hide anymore, man.
Yeah.
You got one strip of land, and you have multiple countries surrounding that strip of land, and they are your bops, man.
चलिए ब्रेक लेंगे. ब्रेक के बाद we're meeting a guest today. We'll have a chit chat with her, fireside chat. और उसके बाद we have a few important things before we conclude the show. बहुत अहम खबरें
हैं.
तो आप प्लीज अभी
जाइएगा मत.
टीवी को ऑफ मत कीजिए.
बिल्कुल.
We'll be right back.
Very good. Did I say too much, man? I don't care.
अगर आपको दुबई या मिडिल ईस्ट नुमा ज़ेवरात की तलाश है तो आपको दूर जाने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं. आज ही हमारे मिसिसागा रिजवे स्टोर तशरीफ लाइए. अल करम ज्वेलर्स. हमारे पास सोने के बेहतरीन कंगन, कड़े, झुमके, हार और सोने के सेट्स भी दस्तयाब हैं. शादी हो या मेहंदी या कोई भी फंक्शन, आपकी पसंद के तमाम जेवरात आपको हमारे स्टोर में मौजूद मिलेंगे. आज ही हमारे स्टोर पर तशरीफ लाइए. अल करम ज्वेलर्स, 3465 प्लैटिनम ड्राइव, यूनिट 99, मिसिसागा. या फिर कॉल करें 905-828-0009. अल करम ज्वेलर्स. फरमाइश आपकी, गारंटी हमारी.
Welcome to SFK Law, where we're committed to providing legal guidance tailored to your needs. When it comes to real estate law, every detail matters. At SFK Law, we will assist you whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your property. We'll guide you throughout the process with complete transparency.
Whether you're an employer or an employee, our team will provide expert guidance and representation to safeguard your rights and interests. Whether you're an existing business owner or you're looking to buy or sell a business, at SFK Law, we can help you structure the transaction from start to finish.
If you're searching for a lawyer, contact us today to schedule your consultation.
Popeyes has opened a brand new location in downtown Vancouver. Satisfy your craving for Cajun at this new location off West Georgia and Hamilton Street, where you'll find all your favorite Louisiana-inspired menu items. We sampled the unrivaled trio of sandwiches, the classic, the deluxe, and the blackened deluxe chicken sandwich, and all were delicious. All of the signature fried chicken is marinated for 12 hours, then hand-battered and breaded, served with Cajun fries and mac and cheese on the side. Plus, for a limited time, you can try Popeye's Crispy Chicken Wrap, available now until September 3rd. Check out the new Popeye's location at 700 Hamilton Street today. Who are you bringing with you? Tag them in the comments.
This is the latest opening in BC for Popeyes, with more openings coming soon in both Alberta and BC by PLK Group.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Thinking of buying or selling real estate? Call us today. We are one-stop solution provider for your real estate needs. Our commission plans to meet your budget. Buy, sell, or build. We can help. Think of us today. Call us at 905-785-9923. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Thank you.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाजरीन, वेलकम बैक टू आवर शो दो मस्ताने। जैसे कि हमने ब्रेक पे जाने से पहले कहा था कि हमारे साथ आज एक स्पेशल गेस्ट हैं who is a professional photographer, Ramsha Javed. She's married, 3 kids, mashallah se. Born in Pakistan, raised mostly in the Middle East, Muscat, Oman, and has been living in Canada for more than half her life, I'm assuming. इन्होंने रिसेंटली एक फोटोग्राफी का स्टूडियो खोला है और जिसके हवाले से हम आज इनसे कुछ बातचीत करेंगे, talk about her business obviously and her aspirations, where she wants to take it, what her goals are, a little bit about her own life, just a little quick fireside. So Ramsha, I just want to say thank you for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure and honor. Talking to we're doing a photographer interview for the first time. Usually we get a lot of these social media personalities coming talking about social media experiences, they're influencing.
Yeah.
लेकिन पहली बार हमारे शो में एक photographer आई हैं. So really it's an honor for me personally.
Thank you so much. Honestly, the pleasure's all mine, honestly.
तो मैंने आपको छोटा सा तो तारुफ करा दिया है, but if you don't mind, talking a little bit about your personal life first, and then we'll talk about your business.
For sure. So, like he said, I'm Ramsha. I'm married, 3 kids, 3 very chaotic little kids in the house.
I hear you.
And I'm a professional photographer. That typical mom who loves taking pictures, clearly. And I recently opened up a photography studio. My photography business is called Fia Photography.
Right.
It's actually named after my daughters, because one's named Sophia and the other one's Ayana. So Fee and Ya, it just kind of adds together.
So F-I-Y-A?
Yes, F-I-Y-A, Fia Photography.
Nice.
Make a wish for once with a secret. If I manifest best, guess I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'm sick with the flame you fade up phones one day. Thoughts come as friend, yes, I need it. In green lights, in sunshine.
But yeah, I just recently opened it up, and it's a great space for all photographers, content creators to have some sort of a creative space where they can create their own content.
Okay.
And yeah, like he said, I grew up in the Middle East. I've been in Canada for about 25 years now.
तो photography का आपको कब से शौक हुआ?
I feel like this kind of is a question that I can't answer, but I also can answer. Okay. So bear with me.
Sure.
I feel like it all started when I was a little kid, I always was into storytelling.
Right.
And I think like, you know, I've always told stories verbally, and somehow it translated into telling stories through my lens. And now when I'm holding the camera and I'm taking a picture and I'm behind the lens, I can see a story forming in front of my eyes almost. And I think that's kind of where the passion came for photography, because I was always that designated person in the family or in my friends that would be behind the lens, taking pictures and capturing moments and making these moments last, you know, into a lifetime thing. So that was always my thing, and that was something that I really took a lot of pleasure in doing. And I think that's kind of where this happened. I started it around COVID, shortly after COVID, and this was initially very much so a creative outlet for me. It was more of a side thing.
Okay.
And then it eventually grew because I was loving it so much. It didn't feel like work, and I kind of just kept going, and now it's definitely a lot more than a side thing for sure.
Right.
But yeah, it comes from my love for being able to tell stories through just still pictures. Hence why the studio is also called Still Life Studios.
Still Life Studios.
Because it's a still picture, but it's evolving, it's moving with time, in time, I guess. But yeah, that's basically where and when and why I started this.
No, that's an interesting story, and I don't know what it is, but मुझे आज तक जितने photographers मिले, especially still photographers, these days I think videography has become the bigger thing, just because, you know, it's bigger. There's movies, dramas, TV shows out there, but still photography has its own place. First of all, it's so much more special. It almost stands out on its own, on a different pedestal. Like, the point I want to make is, from my own experience, and I could be wrong, maybe it's just my own observation, कि जितने भी मुझे आज तक still photographers just like you I've come across, they've always had the passion for still photography from childhood. ये नहीं, मैंने आज तक कभी ऐसा नहीं सुना कि भाई मैं जब 24-25 साल का हो गया फिर मुझे अचानक ख्याल आ गया यार तस्वीरें ले ही रहे हैं. It's always been one of those, it's almost like I want to say you are a born still photographer. You are born with that passion. Is that how you feel?
It's interesting. Yeah, I think about it a lot. And again, being in this industry, I know a lot of people that, you know, have started their things, and some, like you said, have just kind of, you know, just like gotten into it with just, you know, in their later years. But a lot of the still photographers out there definitely are ones that feel like this is something a lot more than just photography to them, something that's kind of inert, something they've grown up liking. So yeah, from a very young age, I think a lot of still photographers have this, you know, inbuilt feeling that they're drawn towards photography of this sort. So yeah, I do see that, and it's interesting that it works that way, I guess. Right?
It is very interesting. अच्छा ये बताइएगा कि do you have a certain specialty or a niche? Because I know even in this building that our studio is in, there's a couple of photographers, and some of them have specialties. Like I know there's one, I don't want to endorse them obviously, but they do maternity photography, just taking pictures of pregnant women. तो आपकी क्या कुछ इस तरह की specialty है, or is it?
Yeah, I do. I'm primarily in the newborn maternity and family as well. Primarily newborn. I don't know if it's because I'm a mom or if I loved babies before I became a mom, but just somehow the comfort is there, and I really enjoy photographing babies.
Right.
Hence why I'm, you know, in newborn photography, and then maternity as well as family. And again, I think this all kind of connects to just me loving being around these families and getting to know their stories, and like just seeing them all kind of, you know, mingle with each other and then create that story for me that I'm obviously turning into a photograph for them. So that's primarily my niche, but I have recently also gotten into weddings and events as well. So I do a lot of birthdays, a lot of baby showers, nikahs, you know, a lot of events of that sort. And that's something where, you know, I am definitely going to be growing further as well. But currently it's newborn, maternity, and family photography for sure.
Okay, perfect. And now let's talk a little bit about your studio, your business. आपने बताया कि COVID के ज़माने में you started taking it seriously.
Yes.
But where was that turning point where you one day said, okay, you know what, I really want to turn this into something permanent, something very professional. I want to have my own studio. So tell us a little bit about that, and also the struggles, maybe the challenges you had to face to you know, put that studio up.
Yeah.
Cost. capital you had to invest.
Yes.
Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
For sure. Challenges, there were quite a few.
I can imagine.
I think with me, when this started becoming a lot more real, I want to say, and a lot more not so side businessy,
right.
That was kind of the turning point for me. And I think that happened because I started getting so much amazing feedback from like my clients, from my friends, my family. And it just made me want to keep going. And it just, I feel like somehow pushed me into taking that step and getting a studio space.
Right.
Because I had clients come up to me time and time again. So it just felt like this is the right thing, the next thing that I need to do. And so I did. The one biggest challenge for me before I got the studio was definitely space, because
Right.
I was doing it out of my home. And again, with, you know, we have to have a certain criteria that's being met with, you know, ceilings being high enough for all of your equipment and things. And I shoot primarily babies, so I needed that space for, you know, mom and dad to be comfortable and like just to have them kind of do their thing while I'm, you know, photographing babies. So things like that, space-wise, I felt like it was compromised to quite an extent.
Okay.
When I got the studio, it was honestly, it just felt like it was meant to be. I did not have to set it up I didn't have to do any of like those big changes to it.
Okay.
Just felt like it was already set up. It was the time, and the time was right. It was
Like,
meant to be.
Was it previously a studio?
It was previously, it was actually like a retail, like it was like a store, but it's set up like almost like a barn on the
with high
inside.
ceilings
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And everybody that comes there now, like all my clients, they're in love with it because it just feels so cozy and homey. And I think as a photographer, my personal brand that I'm trying to market out is that feel. I want families to feel comfortable and safe, and I want babies to feel, kids to feel like they're coming home, and it shouldn't be so like cold. It's nice and warm in there, and it just felt like this was meant to be. I didn't have to do any of that, like all of the major setup and stuff for it. And it's a nice, quiet part of Milton. It's actually in Campbellville, that area. So it's beautiful. It's scenic. It's kind of on a mountain, and then there's train tracks around it. There's conservations. So it's honestly a trip, almost like a field trip when families come down to the studio, and the kids love it. So honestly, I couldn't be more blessed with the space, and it's definitely giving me, you know, the space I need to do my personal creative work. Plus, like I said, I am renting out the studio. It's fully equipped as well for other photographers, other videographers, and content creators to
so you
utilize.
Rent out the space too.
Yes,
That's good. That's good.
Because as a photographer who's just started out, I remember this very like vividly still. It's just so tough to find these places where you can shoot good content.
Of course, yeah.
And then obviously with me having my space, I want to be able to give back, and then give back to the other photographers who are looking for space like that, but obviously can't have their own studio just yet.
Right.
And so this is a space for all of them to utilize as well. It's, like I said, fully equipped. You can do any kind of shoots from the studio as well.
That's good. Now, I don't want you to divulge all the financials to us. No, I'm not looking for a balance sheet. But, you know, for someone watching out there, an aspiring photographer like yourself, who's looking into maybe getting his or her own studio at some point, what sort of a minimum cost are they looking at, you know, just to get that space, get it up and running, equipment, marketing, like, you know, it could be a ballpark figure, just, you know, just for the audience.
For sure. Again, it's subjective to the kind of space and the kind of photography they're doing, whether or not they need, like for myself, I think a huge investment goes towards like props and, you know, swaddles and such for babies. And a lot of the types of shoots don't require that or will require more. So just to give you a rough idea, I think with just the studio rent and everything, a month's cost is somewhere around like $2,000 to $3,000 for sure. And then additionally, I guess if you have your other expenses, like if you're driving around a lot, commute can really add up. If you're just doing it out of your studio, then I think it's usually a lot of the other things like your lighting, your cameras, all of your equipment, things like that.
One-time fixed
those are
costs.
things that honestly are getting you more business anyways in the long run, because if you invest in good equipment, then you're definitely giving out a better product to your clients, right?
And that becomes an asset of your company, right?
It's just the tools you need to work technically. But yeah, aside from that, I think around the $2,000 to $3,000 per month rental situation is definitely a fixed cost that you have to be
Absolutely.
open to, be paying off per month.
Sahi.
Yeah.
Acha, now that you have got your own studio, it's all set up, it's up and running. Where do you see this? Because it's a business. You've invested a lot of time, money, effort into it. It's going well for you. Where do you see it going in the next 3 to 5 years? Do you want this to be just a stagnant income generating business, or do you see it growing into, I don't know, a franchise, or what are your thoughts?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you aim high, right?
Exactly.
So I think I definitely want it to be, aside from my personal business as a photographer and the services I provide, I definitely want the studio and the rental side of things to really take off for sure. Ideally, I want to be able to have more locations so that it's, accessible to all sorts of maybe like in Ontario, for example, to have all of the cities kind of have access to it. I do intend on, I guess, in the next couple of years, start some sort of a learning platform along with, the services I offer. So,
or you can teach.
Yes. So a lot of these studios that are currently existing, they do also run workshops from their studios, or like they host events there, and that way it's a good way for other photographers to also kind of learn about you in the industry, and plus they can also promote their own personal services as well. So just running a lot of learning workshops and just being able to, I guess, just offer more to my clients. Otherwise, I think that's really where I'm seeing myself in the 3 to 5 years from now. I always think about this, honestly, this is all good. It's all the professional side of me, but the personal side of me in the next 3 to 5 years, I think I still want to be able to love what I do.
Absolutely.
And I still want to have that passion that makes work not feel like work.
Exactly.
Because that's currently the state of mind I'm in. And like, alhamdulillah for that. And it just feels like if this is the one constant that I have even 5 years down the line, then I mean, I've made it, kind of thing.
You have, yeah.
But yeah, that's like always that side of me, because I cannot tell you enough how amazing it is to have clients come back to me, moms that I've seen pregnant that have now 3-year-olds, for example, and they've literally celebrated all of their milestones with me. And that's I feel like more of the fulfilling part of this business than obviously the other. But yeah, I guess the two, that's definitely where I'm seeing myself in the next 3 to 5 years for sure.
And do you think, would you want your kids to maybe
very
follow
much
into your footsteps?
I honestly am not gonna lie. I think both my girls, they're very, very into like photography, and I definitely see my oldest, the 6-year-old, because she's always asking me about work and like what it is that mama does, and so I see her kind of also, drifting along that direction. The more knowledge I give her, the more she takes in. And I see that she's very, very interested in it for sure. So that would be cool, honestly, if even one of them wants to do what mom does.
You talked about passion, and I think if the kids see that passion and obviously see the fruit that's coming out of it, it's contagious. So it will become one of them at least, or maybe all three of them. You have 3 kids, you mentioned, right? All three of them will run your business for the next, inshallah, for 50, 60 years. Perfect. चलें, ये तो थोड़ी बातें आपके business की हो गई. I'll ask you a few, personal questions too, if you don't mind. But before that, if you don't mind just giving out your social media handles and saying them out on camera, we'll try to put a ticker as well of your website. So, but if you don't mind saying it.
Yeah, for sure. So the studio is actually called Still Life Studios. It's on Instagram, I believe it's called Still Life by FYP. That's Fia Photography. And then my photography page, it's called fia.photography official at Instagram. So those are the 2 handles.
And again, you mentioned your website too, right?
Yes, and the website goes by the same name, fiaphotography.com.
Okay. Even though I think, websites are still good, but social media is slowly taking over.
Especially in this world of like visual everything, really. It's just, it's easier to get that message across, I guess, on Instagram or TikTok.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that. And maybe in the end, just to do a little bit of a personal encounter with you as Ramsha. Agar aap photographer nahi hoti, what do you think you would have been?
Well, I was a biotechnologist before I got in this. Yes. So I would definitely be pursuing that. The reason why I kind of took a break from it.
So you have a degree in biotechnology?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, industrial microbiology. I used to run my own research and everything, but I think with, when I started first having kids and like growing a family, I realized that it wasn't really a very, I want to say, family-friendly field of work at the time, of course. But honestly, when your kids are older, who's stopping you kind of thing. But at the time, I felt like this was like the right time to not, and then kind of pursue other careers and see what else is out there for me. But yeah, I mean, if I weren't a photographer, I would definitely still be a biotechnologist.
Wow.
Yeah, industrial. And I still love it. I'm a huge science nerd, you guys. I'm a huge science nerd. So
well, we've also never had a biotechnologist on our show, so that's another first.
That's, two birds.
क्या कहते हैं वहाँ, 2 birds with 1 stone, या एक तीर से 2 शिकार. But no, thank you for being here, Ramsha, once again. I cannot thank you enough. If you want to say a few last words to people, not just looking into becoming photographers, but I'm sitting here with you for the last 15-20 minutes, and you also mentioned passion, and I can feel it. I can feel the vibrations of passion. So anyone who's looking to start, whether it's a business or a career, what words of wisdom can you offer?
Honestly, I think start. That's really like my biggest advice to you, to anybody that's watching. And I'm hoping somebody can kind of, get even 1% of help out of this talk we've had. Yeah. Starting is the hardest thing you can do, but also it's like 99% of the job done, in my personal opinion. Yeah. I think when we're about to start something, there's just so much around it that stops us from doing the actual starting part of the process. But once you kind of, see past those little disturbances and just get into it and just get started, you only look forward from then onwards, and you don't really think about the disturbance that's around. So definitely just go for it and start, and then you can kind of calculate and, overthink and all of that, because starting is really the hardest part.
You're absolutely, you're bang on, and I think every journey starts with that first step. Agar wo aap nahi lenge, just like I think there's a famous saying by a Canadian hockey player, Wayne Gretzky. He used to say that you miss 100% of every shot you don't take.
Exactly.
So take that shot and then leave it to faith, to God. Jo insan ke naseeb mein likha hai, wo har haal mein milega. But you have to make that effort. God only helps those who help themselves.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ramsa,
awesome.
for being here. That was a lovely chat.
Likewise.
And I really enjoyed knowing you as a person and also as a professional photographer. And I wish you all the best with the business. We're going to put your information on the screen. Hopefully people watching you'll get something in return, inshallah.
For sure. Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, like I said, this is I think it's more of my pleasure than it is for you. I'm honored to be here and to have this chat with you, and getting to know you again, it's a great experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you. अब हम ब्रेक लेंगे. We'll be right back after this break. Keep watching.
अगर आपको दुबई या मिडिल ईस्ट नुमा ज़ेवरात की तलाश है, तो आपको दूर जाने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं. आज ही हमारे मिसिसागा रिजवे के स्टोर तशरीफ लाइए. अल करम ज्वेलर्स. हमारे पास सोने के बेहतरीन कंगन, कड़े, झुमके, हार और सोने के सेट्स भी दस्तयाब हैं. शादी हो या मेहंदी या कोई भी फंक्शन, आपकी पसंद के तमाम ज़ेवरात आपको हमारे स्टोर में मौजूद मिलेंगे. आज ही हमारे स्टोर पर तशरीफ लाइए. अल करम ज्वेलर्स, 3465 प्लैटिनम ड्राइव, यूनिट 99, मिसिसागा. या फिर कॉल करें 905-828-0009. अल करम ज्वेलर्स. फरमाइश आपकी, गारंटी हमारी.
Welcome to SFK Law, where we're committed to providing legal guidance tailored to your needs. When it comes to real estate law, every detail matters. At SFK Law, we will assist you whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your property. We'll guide you throughout the process with complete transparency.
Whether you're an employer or an employee, our team will provide expert guidance and representation to safeguard your rights and interests. Whether you're an existing business owner or you're looking to buy or sell a business, at SFK Law, we can help you structure the transaction from start to finish.
If you're searching for a lawyer, contact us today to schedule your consultation.
टिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस, जहां आपकी तमाम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस की जरूरियात पूरी होंगी। हमारे पास आपको हर टॉप ब्रांड मौजूद मिलेगा, चाहे वो वर्लपूल हो या LG, सैमसंग हो या जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक्स। हम इन सब के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। आइए और हमसे 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ उठाइए। हम आपको तमाम अप्लायंसेस सबसे बेहतर और सस्ते दामों पर फराहम करेंगे, ये हमारी गारंटी है। विजिट आवर वेबसाइट www.dixieelectronics.ca या फिर हमें कॉल कीजिए 905-625-5900. At Dixie Electronics and Appliances, we sell quality and deliver confidence. आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट और उनकी पूरी टीम जल्द ला रहे हैं आपके मनोरंजन के लिए ढेर सारे नए प्रोग्राम्स। शोकास्ट, एक ऐसा पॉडकास्ट जिसमें सेलिब्रिटीज, सियासतदान, बिजनेस टाइकून्स और दीगर प्रोमिनेंट पर्सनालिटीज से बातचीत भी होगी और मुख्तलिफ मालूमात भी दी जाएगी। फॉरगॉटन, जहां पुराने क्लासिकल गानों को हमारे उभरते हुए सितारे नए अंदाज में लाइव म्यूजिक के साथ पेश करेंगे। इश्क ममनू, एक दिलकश रोमांटिक टर्किश ड्रामा। लेट्स टॉक, मज़ाहिया टॉक शो जिसमें आप रंग बिरंगे फनकारों का हुनर देखेंगे। लाइट्स कैमरा लैप, देखिए और खूब हंसिए वायरल और ट्रेंडिंग मीम्स और वीडियोस पर। बच्चों के लिए भी खास प्रोग्राम्स और पेशकश जिसमें शोज और कार्टून्स शामिल होंगे। और आप देखेंगे हमारे टॉप शोज एक नई शक्ल और अंदाज में, जैसे कि 2 मस्ताने, करंट अफेयर्स और वर्ल्ड इवेंट्स एक सैटायर कॉमेडी की शक्ल में, जहां हंसना बिल्कुल मना नहीं। तकरार लाइव, कनाडा का सबसे मकबूल सियासी शो, जहां लाइव कॉल पर पाकिस्तान की सियासत पर आप अपने नजरिए पेश कर सकते हैं। और इन सब के अलावा देखिएगा दीगर दीनी प्रोग्राम्स, मूवीज, स्पोर्ट्स प्रोग्राम्स और भरपूर नॉन स्टॉप एंटरटेनमेंट ओनली ऑन आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट। आवाज आपकी, चैनल हमारा, जुड़िए हमसे।
Zoc. Now it's fully renovated. Live catering, barbecue, tandoor, जलेबियाँ और फ्रेश नान। तकरीब आपके घर में हो या घर से बाहर, Zoc is providing full service now, and Zoc has opened a new banquet hall, garden event center. आपका Zoc देखकर लोग कहेंगे क्या Zoc है आपका? Call right now 905-625-7786. Zoc वालों के लिए।
Welcome back, Nazreen.
I was just telling Abdullah, guys, that I can't see my neck, but at least you can see my jawline.
Yeah, I think the jawline is more important than the neck.
Thank you.
गर्दन तो कट जाती है।
गर्दन
तो कट जाती है। लेकिन जॉलाइन नहीं कटती। कभी कोई नहीं कहता कि मैं तुम्हारे जॉलाइन काट
दूंगा मैं। Who says that?
कभी धर्मेंद्र से सुना आपने?
कुत्ते के बच्चे,
काट दूंगा,
तुम्हारी जॉलाइन काट दूंगा।
वो जो था, जब गुस्से में आता था वो कुछ भी कह देता था। एक तो यार ये मुझे डायलॉग है, खून पी जाऊंगा, कुत्ते की मौत मार दो। कुत्ते की मौत कैसी होती है वैसे? आपने कभी देखी? मैंने कभी देखा नहीं, और मैं देखना भी नहीं चाहता यार। मैंने तो यही सुना कि वो अक्सर ज्यादातर कुत्तों को तो डॉक्टर के लेके उसको ये वो भून के रख दो।
तो पर भून
अमरीश पुरी used to love भूनिंग,
so we'll put it in a big देचकी and देचकी, भून के
पहले तेल डालो, उसपे थोड़ा वो अपना प्याज व्याज डाल के, फिर उन लोगों को मारने के बजाय उसमें भून दो उनको। और दूसरा आटा भी, मतलब एक और जुमला जो बहुत होता था वो कि मैं तुम्हें दुनिया के किसी भी कोने से ढूंढ निकालूंगा। एक तो दुनिया में कोने हैं ही नहीं। It's a friggin' round globe, man. It's round. There's no corners. तो कौन से कोने से निकालोगे भाई तुम दुनिया के?
Imagine them running around the whole world, man, trying to find the corner. मैं कोना ढूंढ रहा हूँ यार, इसको मैं उसी कोने से निकाल के बस कोना किधर है यार? तो कोनी दूंगा मैं तुम्हें, कोनी।
वो बेचारा विलन बैठा इंतजार कर रहा है, अच्छा कब आएगा भाई? फिर वो धर्मेंद्र आता है, आगे आता था, कहता था मैंने बहुत ढूंढा, कोना नजर नहीं आया, फिर से ढूंढता हूँ,
फिर भागता है वो। We shouldn't say that. He's a nice man. He's really old now, and he's Bobby Deol's father. And what if Bobby Deol hears this and he comes like an animal and comes after us?
नहीं, हम लोग जो है, हम सिर्फ लोगों की तनकीद करते हैं, सिर्फ क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस करते हैं लोगों का, चाहे वो एक्टर हों, पॉलिटिशियंस हों, वो प्रोड्यूसर्स हों, डायरेक्टर्स हों, राइटर्स हों। अब वो जलीलुर रहमान, क्या मतलब है, सॉरी, खलीलुर रहमान को ले लें आप। यार वो अपने घर में सोफे पे बैठ के शर्ट उतार के कुछ भी करे। What's it to you, man? Seriously, you gotta stop watching that stuff.
Come on, man, Abdullah. I was shocked when I saw that.
वो उसका घर है, उसकी टी-शर्ट है,
हाँ.
उसका सोफा है.
लेकिन यार ये कोई तरीका है ये? है नंगे बैठा हुआ है मतलब ऐसे ही मतलब ठीक है अपना घर है लेकिन
अपना सोफा है यार.
अपना सोफा है लेकिन
कमीज भी अपनी नहीं पहननी.
भाई देखो जलील और खलील भाई आपको ये समझना चाहिए कि आप अकेले नहीं हैं इस दुनिया में. लोग आपको मतलब पसंद करते हैं, आपको एडमायर करते हैं. तो जब आप ये ऐसी हरकतें करते हैं तो जाहिर सी बात है you're going to get yourself into a lot of trouble.
यार देखो, we have to respect certain things. Being a writer is a very tough gig.
Very stressful.
Very stressful. Sometimes you feel the heat and you have to take your shirt off.
You take your shirt off. Maybe.
Especially in Pakistan जब गर्मी होती है. अब उस बेचारे का क्या कसूर के वो पैड और पेन पेपर लिख रहा है और सामने कोई और बैठ गया आके और उसमें
और बाकायदा वो जो भी सामने वाला है या मतलब जो भी है वो
एकदम उसके
वो मतलब गोद में आके बैठ गए. या मतलब this is not Zalil Rahman's fault. This is not his fault, man. Abdullah, I love this guy though, man.
I love his afro, man. He's got the curliest hair ever.
This thing here, maybe that's what everyone wants. They want to hide in there.
And he's got something. I know he hates women. And
does he really hate women?
Or at least he gives the impression. मुझे लगता है कि वो ये सब उसका वो है, act है. एक तो वो हमेशा यहाँ वो अपने यहाँ उंगलियों में वो सिगरेट लेके यूं फूंकता है वो.
वाकई. मतलब
हाँ, और फिर वो अजीब तरह बातें करता है यूं गाड़ी सी आवाज में.
औरत जात बहुत ही गलीज, बहुत ही बेहिस सेक्ट है और जेंडर है ये.
You know, but what he says, the point, his biggest point in life is about women. His opinion is कि औरतें जो हैं, the way they are treated by men is because they let them treat a certain way. आज हम भी जो बात कर रहे थे यहाँ आने से पहले कि you can only have violence when the क्या कहते हैं उसको, the victim allows you to do violence on you or against you.
Yeah. No, there's no denying that.
he does. दो तरफा चीज है.
No, he uses that argument, Abdullah. लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि what he also means indirectly is that ख़वातीन, the women in general have an amazing innate ability to muddy the waters.
Yeah.
And to create all kinds of chaos and have hidden agendas.
Yeah.
I think that's what he points at through this particular point that you're talking about, that they cause their own problems.
Yeah.
They create their own problems, and they create their own problems because they shit disturb a lot. Yeah. I think that's what Zalil Rahman is actually saying.
मतलब एक बात और भी कहता है, but I know we have to close the show.
Some people might be thinking that, are you trying to say what you want to say, Haroon, through what Zalil Rahman is saying, man? Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's what it sounds like.
That it does sound like that too. लेकिन मैं भी यही कहूँगा, मैं भी यही कहना चाह रहा था. लेकिन in his defense, once again,
okay,
उसका ये भी कहना है और यही भी मानना है कि मर्द जो है, जो मखलूक है, मर्द खुदा ने बनाई is weak by design, by nature. And if a man goes out and does something wrong, is because the wife has failed him somewhere. तो ये चीजें औरतों को बुरी लगती है, लेकिन वो
सच है.
पॉइंट ये है उसका, बॉटम लाइन ये है कि वो मर्द की कमजोरी बना रहा है आपको.
ये हकीकत है.
औरत मर्द में वो कुव्वत या वो हिस्स है ही नहीं कि वो सिचुएशन को कंट्रोल कर सके.
ऐसे ही है. Abdullah, it's oldest muhabra in the book, English, that behind a great man is a great woman.
Yes.
So behind a terrible man who's full of tyranny is bad women.
Yeah.
So
तभी तो वो बहुत मशहूर कहावत है ना कि एक अच्छी औरत में और एक बहुत ना अच्छी औरत में क्या फर्क है? नहीं, एक अच्छी औरत में और एक बहुत अच्छी औरत में. अच्छी औरत आपको खुशी देती है और बहुत अच्छी औरत आपको खुशी देती है.
आपको खुशी देती है,
मतलब डबल खुशी देती है.
वाह, खुशी देती है. That's like a
खुशी देती है.
देती है, लेती नहीं.
डबल खुशी देती है.
दौलत. Sorry. I wonder if that's going to be beeped.
इसको हम वायरल करेंगे.
इसको मेरी जो बातें होती हैं वो हमेशा वायरल बातें होती हैं. I'm full of viruses.
COVID-24 बनाएंगे.
COVID-24. No, about Zalil Rahman, Abdullah, I love the guy. I love the fact that he's a sexist pig. I wish I was like him. I wish I had his stage or his platform where I could just express and illustrate my entire hatred for women.
I think from now on you will, after they've seen this.
Yeah. Let the world know that I'm kidding. That's supposed to be funny, but
all kudos and hats off to
Khalil Rahman.
खुश रहिए, जो करना है आपको कीजिए, आपकी जिंदगी है, आपकी जिंदगी है.
अगर नंगा बैठना है अपने घर में और कोई आपके गोद में आके घर बैठ भी गया है तो आप ये जायज है ये.
वीडियो मत बनाएं उसकी.
हाँ, वीडियो ना बनाएं और फिर उसके बाद प्लीज उसके बाद एक्सप्लेन ना करें फिर क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ, वो आप छोड़ दें, आप वो आवाम के ऊपर छोड़ दें.
हाँ. एनीवेज, बहुत मजा आया नाजरीन. शो देखने का शुक्रिया. हम हमेशा की तरह आपके भी शुक्रगुजार हैं, इस चैनल के भी और हमारे अपने स्पॉन्सर्स के भी.
100%.
और इसी तरह हम नेक्स्ट वीक भी आएंगे अपना एक नया मनोरंजन लेके.
इंशाल्लाह.
I don't even know what मनोरंजन means.
What is मनोरंजन, man? Is it like production?
कुछ है. इस पे हम तहकीक करेंगे.
कुछ तो है अब्दुल्ला, कुछ
जैसे
तो है.
खलीलुर रहमान पे तहकीक की है.
तहकीक.
अब हम इस पे मनोरंजन में तहकीक करेंगे.
तहकीक, मनोरंजन और तहकीक.
उसकी वीडियो बनाएंगे, उसकी शर्ट उतार के.
हाँ, हम अपनी शर्ट उतार के वीडियो बनाएंगे. We'll be like Zalil or Rahman's.
ख्याल रखिएगा. We'll be back next week, same day, same time.
Same channel.
दुआ में याद रखिए.
Thank you. You really think that someone was trying to set him up?